Buckle up, guys. Today's video starts with a calm stop that turns chaotic fast. Officers pull over a man for speeding, but the moment they ask for his license, things go off the rails. He instantly declares he's a free traveler, not a driver. You can almost feel the officer's patience shrinking as he starts reciting nonsense from YouTube law school. Within seconds, the tone shifts from polite to tense. It's that signature sovereign start, quiet.
Hey, shut the door. Come back here. Come back here.
What's going on?
Hey, pulled you over. Take your hands out of your pockets.
Okay.
Pulled you over today.
Okay.
Because you have a suspended driver's license. I ran your tags.
Okay.
And I found that the registered owner of the
You say, what?
Take your hands out of your pockets, please.
Okay, no.
I ran your tags.
Okay, I understand that, but don't put your hand on me.
Okay.
Don't reach your hand.
Okay, come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Hey, just settle down. Yeah, we're allowed to. Why? No, you're not. I allowed the 10 years. Calm down. I ran your tags. You want me to explain why I pulled you over?
I know that you cannot do that.
You want me to explain to you why I pulled you over?
You cannot do that, sir. Give me your keys. Why do you need my keys?
Why do you need my keys? You're about to catch a criminal charge. Why? Because you're detained for a traffic offense and you're not allowed to leave. You're under arrest for driving on a suspended driver's license.
That's not a criminal offense.
It's a traffic offense.
It's a traffic offense, not a criminal offense.
I know offense. It's misdemeanor instead of Arkansas State.
No, that's not a misdemeanor.
Okay. So just lean against this. Do it. We don't have to talk about it.
Misdemeanor.
Okay. Well, quit. Tighten it up.
I'm not tightening up.
Okay. You're about to find your way to the handcuffs. Okay. Just settle down.
Okay.
Just settle down.
Okay. Am I being detained? Yes.
You're under arrest.
What's your RAS?
What is RAS?
Reasonable suspicion of driving on a suspended license, Charles.
That's illegal. You can't do that.
The officer explains calmly, "Sir, you were speeding and need to show your license." But instead of complying, our self-proclaimed scholar lectures him about commercial jurisdiction. The officer tries to stay composed, repeating the lawful order. The man insists he's not subject to traffic code. It's that perfect mix of arrogance and confusion. He's talking circles, thinking he's winning an invisible debate. You can hear the disbelief in the officer's voice.
That's not illegal. Yes, it is. Because you have to be the traffic offense before you conduct the traffic stop.
Okay, don't argue with silly stuff. I'm not going to argue with silly stuff.
See you there.
Okay. Mr. Terry. Mr. Terry.
Yes. So what? Okay. So y'all are arresting me for suspended driver license that I don't have.
Now things get spicy. The officer asks one last time for ID, and the driver refuses, claiming, "I don't consent to this interaction." The officer explains he doesn't need consent to enforce the law. It's a brilliant display of patience, but you can see it's wearing thin. The driver keeps recording, hoping to expose corruption, yet all he's exposing is his own ignorance. The tension builds, a calm storm before inevitable escalation. You just know something's about to give.
Come here. Come here. Walk right over here. Okay. So that's you.
1649. Okay, you got behind my car suspended. Okay, I'm suspended. I didn't. Okay, you're saying I'm suspended.
Yeah, your driver's license.
I haven't did anything criminal.
So I ran your license plate.
But that's not criminal.
I ran your license. It's a misdemeanor in the state of Arkansas.
It's not criminal, man.
Okay, well, I'm not going to argue this.
I studied law for 10 years. That's not criminal.
At this point, backup arrives and the air shifts completely. Two more officers approach, flanking the car. The suspect starts reading from a printed Declaration of Rights, shouting about maritime law. The officers exchange glances. They've seen this movie before. Their voices stay steady, but their posture says, "We're done playing." The man's tone turns from confident to defensive. You can feel the shift. The law.
All right. Well, right now you're under arrest for driving off suspended driver's license, and I'm not going to have this silly argument anymore. Okay?
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what is all this about.
Well, I've told you 15 times.
Okay. Can I call my wife?
No, you cannot. I'm going to put this right on my seat. Okay. Is there anything in your car that can get you in trouble? Any weapons? No, I'm towing your vehicle per departmental policy. No, you can't. Go back over there, please.
He's got to drive my car. He said he's going to drive my car back.
He cannot.
Why not?
Because per department policy, I have to tow your vehicle.
Why? I mean, y'all just towing my car?
Enter 605. Start me another unit over here, please. Yeah, I'll get you a supervisor.
Can I get a supervisor? I don't want to talk to a supervisor because I don't.
This part's where comedy meets consequence. The officers give a final warning. Either hand over your ID or face arrest. The man laughs it off, quoting random case names that don't exist. You have no jurisdiction over a living man, he yells. The officers stay perfectly calm. Their professionalism versus his nonsense creates the perfect tension. You can hear the nerves creeping into his voice though. It's the sound of someone realizing
6416, Colonel Glenn, deploying laundromat. Your presence is being requested, sir.
That doesn't make you speak. Y'all just jump behind my car. Y'all jump behind my car.
So you have no reasonable expectation of privacy.
For no reason. Y'all had no I wasn't speaking. I wasn't speaking. That case just started for your court to throw me in handcuffs.
We've explained it to you about 15 times. Continue to. So right now, per departmental policy, inventory search until your car. He's not a felon. I don't know why he's stripping about that. He's a felon? Do y'all know him by chance? Okay. So I ran his license plate, which you have no reasonable expectation of privacy of your license plate. We don't have to have a reason to run your license plate. We found that the registered owner of this vehicle has a suspended driver's license. We saw him in the car, pulled him over, and he jumped out immediately and started arguing with us, talking about how he studied law, which, cool, I hope he did, that's great. But it's an unclassified misdemeanor in the state of Arkansas to drive on a suspended driver's license. That's why he was put in handcuffs. He was tensing up. So to avoid a fight, we went ahead and put him in handcuffs because that's where that was going.
He was being arrested.
Yes, for driving on suspended driver's license.
So you're arresting him for
Yes. And then, so per my departmental policy.
freedom his rights though when you arrest him.
We're not holding. Schindler. Okay. Let's just.
You guys. It doesn't matter. I paid them to do their job. I'm a taxpayer.
And we just got a gun from a convicted felon. Tell him he's under arrest. Just tell him he's under arrest for having a gun. Oh, I mentioned the guy. Hey, Mr. Terry. Yeah. Don't kick your feet out.
I'm not.
Hey, my supervisor's on the way.
Yeah, but y'all pulled me up for no reason.
Pulled you over because you're driving on suspended license.
Y'all pulled me up for that's no reason. You can't do that, man.
Okay, well, right now you're under arrest for possession of firearm by certain persons because you're a convicted felon. There's a gun underneath your seat, and you're the only person in the car.
Okay, well, I'm not worried about that because that gun's registered to my wife, so I'm not worried about it.
Guns aren't registered in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not. You're incorrect.
That's her gun.
Well, cool. Hey, so let's just quit this back and forth, and let's just take it in court.
I'm not worried about it, man.
Okay, cool. Okay. You seem pretty worried about it.
Yeah.
The guy in custody. So we stopped, we ran his tags, found the registered owner, and his suspended driver's license. Conducted a stop on that PC. As we're pulling into it, we see his tag. And he immediately jumps out, locks the door. He's putting his hands in his pockets. I told him once, I can't take your hands out of your pockets. He does it again. Brandon grabs his arm, and we're going back and forth about how he's not under arrest and studied law for 10. He's being super ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Acting like he has something in the car. Going back and forth how he studied law for 10 years. Tell me that driving on suspended is not a misdemeanor. It is. He keeps tensing up. We go ahead and cuff him. Tell him he's under arrest for driving on suspended driver's license. I then tell him I'm going to tow his vehicle per department policy. Tell him that per department policy and Supreme Court case law, I'm going to conduct a inventory search of the car. I didn't say Supreme Court case law to him, but both you and I know it. So I'm going to conduct an inventory search. Look inside. Look underneath the seat where valuable things such as firearms are usually kept. So do an inventory search and there's a gun, and he is a convicted felon. So he's under arrest for possession of firearms by certain persons. So he is in the backseat of the car. He has not been thoroughly searched yet. So let's go ahead and do that. Hey Brandon, let's go ahead and get a real search on this guy.
You the sergeant? Okay. What's your name, sir? I'm Charles Hunt. Charles Hunt? H-U-N-T? Hunt. Okay. Your officers, I know you see farther than them because we're going to the Supreme Court. I hope you know that. I told them I'm studying law for 10 years. Yes, sir. Okay. There's no way these guys could have known that was me in the car.
The officers announce, "Sir, you are under arrest," and the scene freezes in disbelief. The man shouts, "You can't arrest me for traveling," as if saying it makes it true. They begin a slow countdown before breaching. His voice shakes, but he keeps yelling, "I do not consent," like a shield. The moment feels surreal, logic versus delusion. As the countdown hits 1, the reality of the situation finally starts to sink in, but it's far too late to walk it back now.
They had no RS. Okay.
Go ahead and take a seat for me.
Reasonable articulate suspicion. They had none because they didn't know who was in the car. My wife could have been in the car. For all they knew. So that's why I'm taking y'all to the Supreme Court. Okay. And I'm going to get $1 million for every day I sit in jail.
Okay, well, you just gained another charge. Attempt to influence. You just gained another charge. Attempt to influence law enforcement.
No, I'm not.
Congratulations.
No, I'm not.
Kansas versus Glover is the United States Supreme Court case that clarifies that a vehicle return. Say it again, sir.
No,
it has not. No, it has.
No, it is not.
Okay. So what?
Well, we're not going to the U.S. Supreme Court because they're not going to rehear the case they just judged on in 2020.
So, Mr. Glover,
I'll get a free flight out of it. I'll see you there.
Mr. Glover, are you aware which Supreme Court case says I'm allowed to conduct an inventory search of your vehicle? Because I'm pretty sure you just said overturn just to disagree with me. Because that's quite obviously not true.
And here it comes, the breaking point. Officers break the window, glass shatters, and they open the door with precision. The man screams about rights violations, filming the chaos as if that will change anything. The entire fantasy collapses in seconds. What began as a calm stop ends in broken glass and zip ties. You can't script irony this perfect. The man who claimed immunity ends up detained exactly like everyone else who...
Alright, so what is the what is the paramount pillar of Fourth Amendment involving law enforcement? What Supreme Court case?
I'm not going to discuss this with you.
Okay.
Well, I discussed that.
No.
I appreciate it.
That's fine. I was just trying to help you understand, that's all.
No, you can't help me understand.
Come over here, please.
You understand. Y'all still under codes.
What code?
Y'all are.
What code?
You know what code. Don't play it.
No, I actually, that is a legitimate question. What code are you referring? Like criminal code? Is that what you're talking about?
It's some sort of law.
Well, yeah. Everything I've done today has been well within the color of law.
Colorable. It's not. The color of law is not law, then you know.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's not color of law, you know it's not law.
Where'd you study law?
Don't worry about all that, man.
Okay.
All that doesn't matter.
Now cuffed and sitting on the curb, he's still arguing. He claims the officers have no authority over the sovereign people. One of the cops replies, "You're free to tell the judge that." It's a flawless response, patient, professional, and devastatingly calm. The man's tone shifts to panic as he realizes this isn't YouTube. This is real life. Every word now sounds like desperation, not defiance. It's poetic justice in real time.
So, law, the contract you said. Sure, but it's required by law to have that driver's license. And yours has been suspended. Correct. Which is a misdemeanor offense in the state of Arkansas, which is why you were taken into custody. So I was trying to explain to you, we could have avoided all of that arguing back and forth if you would just, Yes. And then, for my departmental policy, if somebody is driving on a suspended driver's license, I have to tow their vehicle. I'm not allowed to let somebody come get it. I have to tow it. And per the United States Supreme Court case law of South Dakota versus Opperman, I can conduct an inventory search of your vehicle prior to towing it. While conducting an inventory search of your vehicle, discovered a firearm underneath your driver's seat. When we ran you an ACIC, when we checked to see if your license was valid, we saw that you were a convicted felon. And you're in possession of a firearm, which is a felony offense in the state of Arkansas. So just so you're aware of everything you're being charged with, possession of a firearm by certain persons. No, you do though. I'm a police officer.
I'm trying to figure out, like, you trying to tell me, you trying to speak legalese to me. I'm like, dude, that's not even registered because it's certain things. You
Charged with possession of firearm by certain persons, attempt to influence a law enforcement officer, driving on suspended license, and driving a vehicle with improper window tint. Because the front right passenger window on your vehicle tested to have 4% light level transmission. In the state of Arkansas, the windows to the left and right of the driver are required to have 25% or greater light transmission level. Also, upon checking you in ACIC, we discovered you had a failure to pay warrant at a Little Rock traffic court. So you're being charged with 1 count of failure to pay. And then you had 2 additional warrants at a Little Rock environmental court for failure to appear. Those warrants are LR 21-422 and LR 20-4168. So you're being charged with 2 counts of failure to appear out of Little Rock environmental court.
Okay.
Say it again, sir.
I had a cold down pat.
Yep. I'm expected to. It's my job. Well, tell me how I'm wrong since you're so smart. Tell me how I'm wrong. Yes, please. What did I do wrong? So I can, you studied law for 10 years, so I can do it right the next time. Let me. Okay.
Y'all let me do it right now.
Can you tell me about Terry versus Ohio? What about Pennsylvania versus Mims?
Versus Murdoch?
Mims.
Versus Murdoch?
Yeah, what about Illinois versus Wardlow? What about Maryland versus Wilson? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm asking, well, you studied law for 10 years.
You'll get there one day.
No, I'm saying.
So you studied law for 10 years.
No, I'm saying. I thought you said Murdoch versus King.
I didn't. I said Pennsylvania versus Mims.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
What about Terry versus Ohio? You know that one?
Terry versus Ohio?
Yes, sir.
What does it say?
Well, I'm asking you. You studied law for 10 years. You would know that.
What does it say?
I'm asking you.
Because you're the one telling us we don't know anything. So we're just trying to see if you got anything.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you doing?
So where'd you study law? Where'd you study law?
You haven't been paying your you said Murdoch?
Well, that's one thing we do disagree with is taxes.
Y'all have a business card?
A business card? No, sir.
No.
Not a business.
City does not give us those.
Got the codes on loud.
Yes, sir.
Every single day?
Expect you to. It's my job.
The plate just show up on hot sheets to that one thing. They're not supposed to, but I know there's the third or second one that we stopped and it's on there, but it's their car, so I don't know.
Everything's on the Admiralty and Maritime.
Say it again, sir.
Everything is on the Admiralty and Maritime. Just remember that.
Maritime?
He's a sovereign citizen. He just doesn't know.
We're like boats?
He's a sovereign citizen. He just doesn't know it's not. Okay. Where he wanted to be. One or the other.
There's such things as sovereign citizen.
Okay. You're more nation then?
So the reason he's saying that is because everything you were saying is consistent with what sovereign citizens say. That's all. Say it again.
That don't even make sense, man.
Nothing you have said in the past hour has.
The officers begin searching the vehicle per procedure, and predictably, the suspect starts shouting about illegal searches. They calmly explain inventory protocol, citing court precedent. He interrupts with, "That doesn't apply to me." But they just continue unfazed. When they find fake, sovereign ID cards in the glove box, you can almost hear the audience laughing. He tried to rewrite the law on paper, and now it's evidence against him.
I'm trying to figure out my officer of the law trying to spit legalese at me.
I'm not spitting legalese, I'm spitting facts.
Why don't you practice? Why don't you make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year?
In all seriousness, you should. If you do have a law degree, you
You're so
should.
smart. Why
You
don't
really should. Go be a lawyer.
Be a lawyer?
Yeah.
You think I should be a lawyer?
Yeah. If you have a law degree, why not?
So why wouldn't you make the money off of it?
In all seriousness, like, all jokes aside, if you really do have a law degree, go be a lawyer. It's great money. It really is. I don't have I'm not cut out for law school. I probably wouldn't pass. I'm not that great at school. And I like being a police officer. I don't want to be a lawyer. Pretty good police officer, though. Yeah, I love being a police officer. It's what I've wanted to do since I was a child. You wouldn't have lawyers if you didn't have police officers.
I don't argue with them.
There's nothing to argue. I'd say I like being a police officer.
We don't really need police officers. We got sheriffs.
Oh.
You are a sovereign citizen. You just don't know.
You just confirmed it. No, you just confirmed it.
We don't really need them.
You need to write that down because you need to figure out what's up.
So what does a sheriff's deputy do that's different than what I do? They enforce criminal law. They.
Why don't we just hire more sheriffs?
What's the difference?
Just why do we? I mean,
A sheriff is elected.
hire more sheriffs.
Okay. A mayor is elected. A mayor appoints a chief of police. Chief of police hires police officers. What is the difference between a sheriff? A sheriff is elected and appoints sheriff's deputies.
So you're cop. Okay, I get it.
Hey, Bucky, you got any gold French flags?
Law dictionary. You ever read a law dictionary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I've read.
Charles,
I've
I
read.
need you to come to the realization that you are, in fact, a sovereign citizen. And just go ahead and embrace it.
no.
Because everything you've cited is
And if this
going down the list of
It's-
I'm a sovereign
Charles-
citizen.
Charles, if
The
any of
only
this-
thing you're missing is I didn't have to break the window to drag you out of the car.
and Charles, if any of this conversation is offending you, we can stop. But I'm actually quite enjoying it. So if it's bothering you, we'll stop.
Like, that's the only thing missing from sovereign citizen
Man,
bingo.
that don't bother me.
Don't call
What
it
is a motor vehicle?
Something driven on the street by a motor, powered by a typically combustion engine. It gets you from point A to point B.
What's the auto trust account?
I don't even know what that is,
driving
Charles.
today, Charles?
Were you driving or traveling?
It's over.
You travel.
It's over with, man.
I'm feeling like we're getting to the travel
Over
part.
with.
Well, everything I do is framed in the Constitution of the United
Everything
States.
you did today was unconstitutional.
Which part of it was?
Pulling me over.
Okay, how's that unconstitutional?
You had no reason. You had no RAS. You had
Yeah,
no
it is.
reason articulate suspicion
Yeah.
to pull my car.
I had reasonable suspicion to believe you were driving on a suspended driver's license.
Man, if I go to the Supreme Court, they'll say the same thing.
Actually, they're going to say, look at all these different Supreme Court cases that prove you're
The
wrong.
one they justified on within the last few years.
Yeah, because people not going up there. Yeah, because you have to go up there and tell them that they can overturn it. It could be overturned.
You're going to go up
It can't be overturned.
The Supreme Court
They
is
can't be there too.
They can be.
Okay, right.
and tell them to overturn it because you, Charles Hunt.
Oh God, man, why is he doing this?
So what I
Y'all
think,
get 6 months of police training and no law. Why are we talking about law?
you know what I think you're mad about? I think you're mad you got caught with a gun
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have.
that you're not allowed to have.
You're a felon.
Yeah.
I'm mad because my civil rights were trampled over.
Which one?
All of them.
A legal scholar like you has a
By now, the officers have seen it all. Fake documents, bizarre paperwork, and even a citizen's exemption pass. The lead officer reads one aloud, trying not to laugh. So this card means you can't be arrested? He asks. The man insists it's recognized by The Hague. It's peak delusion, confident nonsense presented like truth. You can't help but admire the officer's restraint. It's not just a stop anymore. It's a live tutorial on how not to challenge